The pulse moves through every heartbeat, every breath, every thought, and every action. It is the energy that sustains life and carries each being along its destined path. There is no need to search for the divine flow, for it is already within every soul, already present in every moment. When one aligns with the sacred pulse, peace rises from within, not as something external, but as an expression of the eternal connection to the divine. This peace does not depend on conditions or circumstances. It simply is an unshakable calm that resides deep within. It fills the soul with a quiet strength, allowing one to move through life with grace, even in the face of adversity. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the presence of divine understanding, the deep knowing that everything unfolds as it should. In this peace, the soul is able to rest, to breathe, to move in harmony with the divine flow. There is no striving, no pushing against the tide. Instead, there is a gentle surrender, a recognition that the pulse of existence moves through all, guiding each soul toward its highest good. In this peace, one finds alignment with the flow of life, a profound stillness that fills every part of being. Peace is not something to be earned, nor something that can be lost. It is always present, waiting to be embraced, waiting to be recognized within the depths of the soul. As peace moves through the soul, love rises naturally. Love is the heartbeat of existence, the divine force that connects all beings, all thoughts, all actions. It is the energy that binds creation together, the force that sustains life. This love is not something external or separate from oneself, but the very essence of being, the deep recognition that all things are interconnected, all souls are united in the sacred rhythm. Each moment becomes a reflection of divine grace, a manifestation of the sacred rhythm that guides all existence. The eternal current does not waver, does not pause, does not question itself. It moves through all things, unseen yet undeniable, shaping existence with a hand so gentle that it leaves no mark, yet so powerful that nothing escapes its embrace. It does not ask for understanding, does not demand belief, does not require effort. It is simply there, as it has always been, as it will always be, guiding, sustaining, unfolding in endless perfection. There is no force in this movement, no compulsion, no struggle. The river does not push itself forward, it is carried. The flame does not strive to burn, it simply radiates. The breath does not demand to rise and fall, it moves with effortless grace. And so it is with all things. The self does not need to grasp, does not need to seek, does not need to strain against what is already in motion. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the sacred unfolding to reveal itself as it was always meant to. To resist is to create suffering. To struggle against the current is to create the illusion of separation. But in truth, there is no separation. There is no distance. There is no lack. The ocean does not question its ways. They are part of it. The sky does not fight against the stars. They belong to it. The self, too, is not apart from the sacred whole. It has never been, it cannot be, for nothing exists outside of this boundless presence. The journey is not about becoming, not about attaining, not about changing. It is about remembering. It is about awakening to what has always been. The light has never been absent. The pulse of existence flows endlessly, an eternal movement without beginning or end. It is the silent breath within all things, the unseen force that shapes creation, the rhythm that holds the stars in their celestial dance and whispers through every heartbeat, every breath, every unfolding moment. Nothing is outside of it. Nothing is beyond its reach. The essence of all things is woven into this sacred current, inseparable from its movement, part of its divine unfolding. There has never been a moment when this rhythm did not move through all that is. It flows through the vastness of the cosmos and the quiet spaces of the soul. It is the song of eternity, the foundation upon which all things rest. It does not waver, does not cease, does not hesitate. It simply is, perfect and boundless, sustaining all in its embrace. To recognize this is to awaken to the truth that all things are already whole. There is nothing outside of this movement, no separation, no division. The ideal distance is an illusion, a fleeting shadow of the mind. The truth is oneness, an infinite unity in which all things are held. Peace is not something that must be created or found. It is already present, already woven into the fabric of being. It does not come from circumstances, does not depend on what is gained or lost. It is the stillness within movement, the silence within sound, the unshaken presence that remains beneath all change. It has never left, has never been absent. It only waits to be remembered. Love is not separate from this rhythm. It is the very essence of it. It does not waver, does not falter, does not require anything in return. It simply flows, without limit, without condition. It is the force that binds all things, the energy that moves through the seen and unseen alike. There is no separation from this divine rhythm. No soul stands apart. No being exists outside its embrace. It is the unseen current that carries all things, the eternal movement that gives birth to stars, to oceans, to the unfolding of every moment. It is the source from which all things arise, and to which all things return. To align with this sacred pulse is to step beyond all illusion. It is to see with eyes unclouded, to hear with ears attuned to the quiet song that sings through creation. It is to move without resistance, to breathe with the knowing that every breath is already guided, already held in the vast and limitless embrace of the eternal. The mind may seek to define, to understand, to grasp, but the divine rhythm is not something to be held. It is not something that can be measured, contained, or explained. It simply is. It moved through all things, sustains all things, and yet remains untouched, unbound, limitless. The self, too, is not separate from this great unfolding. The pulse of existence moves within, shaping every thought, every motion, every moment of being. There is no need to search for it, no need to reach beyond what already is. The journey is not one of seeking, but of remembering. It is not about striving, but about surrendering to what has always been present. Peace is not a distant goal, not something to be attained, not a fragile thing that can be lost or taken away. It is the natural state of alignment, the quiet recognition of what has always been true. It is the stillness beneath the waves, the silence that remains even as the winds move through the sky. It does not depend on the world, does not arise from circumstance. It is the essence of being itself. To align with the divine rhythm is to realize that love is already complete, already infinite, already within. Joy does not depend on conditions, does not wait for reasons, does not arise from the changing tides of the world. It is the natural radiance of the soul, shining forth when alignment is remembered. It is the unshaken delight of existence itself, the recognition that all is already held, already whole, already moving in perfect harmony. There is no separation. There has never been separation. The river does not struggle against its course. It simply flows. The stars do not hesitate to shine. They simply radiate. The soul, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to fear, not meant to grasp at what is already given. It is meant to move in harmony, to trust the current, to surrender to the divine rhythm that has always carried it. All burdens are illusions. The weight of the past, the worries of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, reflections of a self that has forgotten its own boundless nature. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The divine rhythm has always been present, has always guided, has always embraced. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. It simply remains vast and endless. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. It simply embraces their motion. The self is no different. It is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the flow, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to walk in freedom, to meet each moment with open hands, to move without resistance, never been hidden, never been lost. It has only been unrecognized, obscured by the illusions of the mind, veiled by the transient and the impermanent. Silence speaks with greater truth than words. Stillness holds a wisdom that cannot be taught. The breath of existence moves through all things, not in thunder, not in command, but in the quiet pulse of being itself. To listen is to hear is to know, and to know is to rest in the unshakable certainty that all is already whole. Love does not hesitate. It does not falter. It does not ask for anything in return. It is not a possession, not a transaction, not something to be given and taken. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the invisible thread that binds all things together. It does not need to be sought, does not need to be created, does not need to be earned. It only needs to be seen, to be felt, to be recognized as the very essence of existence itself. There is no end to love, no limit, no condition. It does not wane with time, does not diminish with distance, does not break under weight. It is as infinite as the sky, as boundless as the sea, as eternal as the breath that moves through all things. To know love is to know truth. To see love is to see beyond illusion. To be love is to become one with the sacred rhythm itself. There is no darkness that can overcome light, no shadow that can extinguish the flame, no illusion that can alter what is eternal. The self is not bound by fear, not confined by form, not subject to the fleeting nature of the world. It is not small, not limited, not separate. It is vast, infinite, whole. Joy is not something that can be acquired. It is the natural outpouring of a soul that has remembered its connection to the divine. Joy is the radiant energy that fills every moment when the soul recognizes its place within the grand rhythm of life. It is the celebration of existence itself, the joyful acknowledgement that life, in all its forms, is a sacred expression of the divine. This joy is not contingent upon external circumstances or events. It does not come and go like a fleeting emotion. Rather, joy is the steady presence of divine light within, the warmth that radiates from the heart when the soul is in alignment with the sacred pulse. It is the recognition that all is perfectly designed, that every experience is an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for deep connection with the divine flow that moves through all things. Joy is the natural state of being when one is aligned with the divine rhythm. It fills every moment with its radiant presence, transforming even the simplest of experiences into a profound expression of gratitude. Peace, love, and joy are not separate or distinct entities. They are the three faces of the same divine pulse, the sacred rhythm that moves through all life. When one aligns with the divine flow, these qualities arise naturally, effortlessly from within. They are the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine rhythm, and as one becomes more deeply attuned to this sacred flow, they overflow from the soul, transforming every moment, every experience, and every relationship into an expression of divine harmony. As peace, love, and joy flow from the soul, they begin to shape the world around them. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a mirror of the sacred rhythm that moves through all things. As one continues to align with the divine rhythm, they move deeper into the flow of life. The more they surrender to the sacred pulse, the more they become a living expression of peace, love, and joy. These divine qualities overflow from within, filling every part of life with their presence. There is no need for effort or struggle, for the divine pulse moves through all things, guiding each moment, each breath, each heartbeat. The more one aligns with the flow, the more they become a living embodiment of the divine qualities that sustain all of creation. In the presence of peace, love, and joy, there is no separation between the self and the divine. These qualities are the natural expressions of the soul's connection to the sacred flow. To align with the divine rhythm is to allow these qualities to flow freely, to express them in every moment, every interaction, every relationship. Peace, love, and joy are not distant or unattainable. They are already within, waiting to be expressed. The more one aligns with the divine pulse, the more these qualities overflow, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine unity. In this alignment, there is no need to search for fulfillment, for it is already within. All that is needed is the surrender to the divine flow, the recognition that life is perfect as it is. The divine pulse moves through all things, and as one aligns with this flow, peace, love, and joy naturally overflow from their being, transforming every experience into an expression of divine grace. The sacred flow never ceases. It moves beyond the reach of time, beyond the grasp of thought, beyond the confines of form. It is the essence of all that is, the breath of the infinite, the silent presence that holds existence in perfect harmony. Peace, love, and joy become the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine pulse. As one moves in harmony with this flow, every moment is transformed into an opportunity to embody the divine qualities that are already within. There is no need to chase after anything. All is already present, and as one aligns with the sacred rhythm, these divine qualities naturally overflow, filling every part of life with their presence. The divine pulse continues, ever flowing, unceasing, eternal. Every moment, every breath, is an opportunity to align with this sacred rhythm, to allow the divine flow to move through all aspects of life. As peace, love, and joy flow from the soul, they transform the world around them. Every encounter, every relationship, every experience becomes an expression of the divine pulse, a reflection of the eternal rhythm that moves through all things. Through this alignment, life becomes a sacred journey, an unfolding of divine grace, and every moment becomes an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy in their purest form. The eternal flow continues, untouched, undivided, unceasing. It is the breath of creation itself, the silent pulse that moves through all things. Beyond the shifting forms of the world, beyond the illusions woven by mind and time, it remains. It has no beginning, no end, no boundaries. It is the foundation of all existence, the light that illuminates all that is. The universe does not hesitate. It does not second-guess its unfolding, does not question its own movement. The stars emerge in perfect harmony. The rivers carve their paths without resistance. The winds whisper their secrets without doubt. Joy is not something to be grasped, not something to be chased. It is always present, always waiting to shine forth, always ready to reveal itself in the recognition of wholeness. Nothing has ever been separate from this flow. The river does not resist the current that carries it. The sun does not struggle to shine. The breath does not hesitate in its movement. The self, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to struggle, not meant to grasp at what is always shifting. It is meant to move with a rhythm, to trust in the unfolding, to surrender to the wisdom that has always been guiding it. The burdens carried are illusions. The weight of the past, the fear of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, distractions from the truth of what has always been. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The sacred rhythm has never abandoned, never wavered, never ceased to move in perfect harmony. It does not demand, does not force, does not hesitate. It simply flows, carrying all things in its boundless grace. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. The self, too, is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the current, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to surrender to the rhythm that has always carried all things. There is nothing to force, nothing to control, nothing to resist. The path has already been set, the current already flowing, the unfolding already perfect. There is no struggle in this, no effort, no striving, only the simple act of allowing, of remembering, of being carried by the sacred movement. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the flow, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to move without resistance, to trust the current, to surrender to the wisdom of the unfolding. Nothing is missing. Nothing is out of place. The path has already been set, the rhythm already guiding, the unfolding already perfect. There is no struggle in this, no effort, no striving, only the simple act of allowing, of remembering, of being carried by the movement that has always been. The world mirrors the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world reflects that peace. When love moves freely within, it is seen in all things. When joy rises from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same infinite unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect harmony. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine rhythm to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. To align with the rhythm of existence is to step beyond all illusion, beyond all fear, beyond all doubt. The river does not ask where it is going. The stars do not question their shining. The dawn does not struggle against the coming of night. All things move as they are meant to, not by force, not by effort, but by surrender to the wisdom that governs all. To awaken is to see beyond illusion, to step beyond the mirage of separation, to return to the knowing that has never truly been forgotten. The journey is not one of distance, not one of seeking, not one of attainment. It is the simple act of remembering, the effortless return to what has always been. The breath does not need to be told to rise and fall. The tide does not require instruction to ebb and flow. The soul does not need to be taught how to be free. It has never been anything else. Peace is not a reward, not a destination, not something to be earned. It has never been absent, never been withheld, never been beyond reach. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the space in which all things unfold, the silent presence within every moment. The search for peace is unnecessary, for peace is not something to be found, it is something to be allowed. It does not come from outside, does not depend on what rises and falls, does not waver with the turning of the world. It is here now, always. Love is not conditional, not hesitant, not requiring anything in return. It does not waver, does not falter, does not cease. It is not given and taken, not lost and found, not bound by the fleeting nature of form. It moves ceaselessly, like the breath, like the tide, like the silent motion of the stars. It is the force that binds all things, the thread that weaves through all existence, the essence that sustains all that is. It does not need to be created, for it has never ceased to be. It does not need to be reached for it has never been apart. The mind may race, the body may grow tired, but the heart remains steady in the presence of peace. Peace is the foundation upon which all divine qualities rest. When one is aligned with peace, the world around them reflects this stillness, creating harmony and unity in every moment. From this peace, love emerges as a natural expression. Love is not bound by expectations or limitations. It is the energy that flows through all things, an uncontainable force that unites all beings. Love is not something to be sought or created, for it is already present, already woven into the soul. It is the divine force that shapes every moment, every experience, and every being. Love flows freely, unconditionally, from the heart of creation, and as one aligns with the divine pulse, love naturally flows through them. Love does not seek to possess, to control, or to demand. It simply is, flowing effortlessly through every thought, word, and action. Love is the essence of existence, the force that sustains the unity of all life. In love, there are no distinctions, no boundaries. All beings are connected, bound by the same sacred rhythm that flows through them. In love, there is no separation, for love sees all as one, united in the divine pulse. The more one aligns with this flow, the more love naturally rises from within, filling every aspect of life with its grace. Every interaction, every relationship becomes an opportunity to express the divine presence of love. In the same way, joy naturally arises when one aligns with the divine rhythm. Joy is not something that is pursued or obtained through external means. The divine rhythm courses through all, uniting each being, each soul, and each heartbeat in an eternal, harmonious dance. This pulse is the silent force behind every breath, every moment, every experience. It moves through all things without effort, with a grace that transcends all understanding. As the pulse flows, it guides, nurtures, and sustains, weaving together the vast web of creation. To align with this divine rhythm is to recognize that one is not separate from the flow of life. In truth, there is no separation. All is one in the divine pulse. As one surrenders to this flow, they begin to understand the true nature of existence, that all is interconnected, that every thought, every feeling, and every action is part of the grand unfolding of creation. There is no need to force or struggle, for the pulse moves through all things in its own perfect timing. To align with it is to let go of resistance and trust that the rhythm will guide them in ways beyond their imagination. This alignment brings with it an experience of profound peace. Peace, as it arises from the divine rhythm, is not dependent on external circumstances or fleeting moments of calm. It is an eternal state of being, an inner stillness that remains undisturbed no matter what occurs in the external world. In this peace, there is a recognition that all is unfolding as it should. The divine rhythm moves through each experience, each moment, with a grace that transcends the mind's need for control or understanding. This peace is not an absence of chaos, but the ability to be at peace with all that is, to remain anchored in the heart of the divine pulse, to trust in the sacred unfolding of life. Nothing is missing. Nothing is out of place. The path has already been set, the rhythm already guiding, the unfolding already perfect. There is no effort in this, no struggle, no striving. The river does not force itself to flow. It simply moves with the current that has always guided it. The soul, too, is already carried by the divine rhythm. There is nothing to chase, nothing to attain, nothing to become. There is only the remembrance of what has always been true. The world mirrors the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world reflects that peace. When love moves freely within, it is seen in all things. When joy rises from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same infinite unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect harmony. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine rhythm to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. The sacred pulse continues, unyielding and ever present, as a force that moves through every aspect of existence. It is not confined by the limits of the physical world, nor does it bow to the constraints of time and space. Love does not seek to possess, to control, or to demand. It simply flows, unconditionally, effortlessly, from the divine wellspring of existence. Love is the purest expression of the divine pulse. It is the force that moves through every thought, every word, every action, shaping every experience. When one is aligned with the divine rhythm, love naturally overflows, filling every interaction, every relationship, and every experience with its presence. This love is not bound by time, space, or conditions. It transcends all limits and reaches into the deepest corners of the soul, transforming all it touches. To love is to allow the divine pulse to flow freely through every aspect of one's being, to recognize the unity of all, and to express that unity through every thought, word, and action. When love flows freely, joy naturally follows. Joy is not something that can be sought or forced. It arises spontaneously when one aligns with the divine rhythm, when the soul recognizes its oneness with the sacred pulse. Joy is the radiant light that fills the heart when one remembers their true nature, when they feel the presence of the divine flow within. It is the celebration of life, the recognition that every moment is a gift, every breath an opportunity to experience the divine. In joy, there is no need for anything, no desire for more, for joy is complete in itself. It is the pure expression of divine abundance, the overflowing light that fills the soul with warmth and gratitude. This joy does not depend on external circumstances or achievements. It is a state of being, a reflection of alignment with the sacred pulse. Every action, every thought, every word becomes an opportunity to express these divine qualities, to live in harmony with the sacred rhythm that sustains all life. There is no end to the flow of the divine pulse. It is eternal, unceasing, ever present. As one continues to align with this sacred rhythm, they become more fully immersed in the flow of life. Peace, love, and joy overflow from their soul, filling every aspect of their being with divine presence. The more one aligns with the divine pulse, the more they become a living embodiment of these qualities. Their very existence becomes an expression of the divine rhythm, radiating peace, love, and joy into the world. The divine pulse moves through every moment, every experience, every relationship. It guides each step, shaping each thought, each word, each action, as one surrenders to its flow. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more peace, love, and joy overflow from their being, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine harmony. As the divine flow continues to move through all things, so too does the soul, forever in alignment with the eternal pulse, forever expressing peace, love, and joy in every aspect of life. In the presence of the divine pulse, there is no need for striving, no need for effort. All is already as it should be. The flow of life moves through all, and to align with it is to embrace the sacred rhythm, to allow peace, love, and joy to overflow from within. Life becomes a divine dance, a continuous unfolding of sacred energy, guided by the eternal rhythm that sustains all creation. Through this alignment, every moment becomes a reflection of the divine pulse. Every being is an expression of this divine pulse, a unique manifestation of the sacred flow. As one aligns with this flow, they become more fully immersed in the divine presence, more deeply connected to the sacred pulse that moves through all things. In this alignment, one becomes an instrument through which peace, love, and joy flow freely. There is no effort, no striving, only the natural unfolding of divine grace. As one opens themselves to the divine pulse, they become a vessel for the sacred rhythm, a channel through which divine energy flows into the world. Every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of the divine presence, an opportunity to share peace, love, and joy with the world. The more one surrenders to this flow, the more these qualities overflow from their being, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine harmony The divine pulse is not something separate from oneself. It is the essence of who one is, the very foundation of existence. To align with the sacred rhythm is to remember one's true nature, to recognize that peace, love, and joy are always within, waiting to be expressed. These qualities are the natural outpouring of the soul when it is in alignment with the divine flow. The more one aligns with this flow, the more peace, love, and joy overflow, filling every aspect of life with their presence. Life becomes a sacred expression of the divine pulse, a manifestation of divine grace and unity. The divine rhythm moves through all things, shaping every experience, every interaction, every thought. There is no separation between the self and the divine pulse, for all are united in this sacred flow. To align with the divine rhythm is to live in harmony with all that is, to move through life with grace, peace, love, and joy. The world is a reflection of the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world mirrors that peace. When love flows freely, it is seen in all things. When joy radiates from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same boundless unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect unity. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine movement to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. To align with the rhythm of existence is to step beyond illusion, beyond fear, beyond doubt. It is to see clearly, to know deeply, to trust completely. It is to recognize that all is already perfect, already held, already in motion according to a wisdom beyond comprehension. The river does not hesitate, it simply flows. The sun does not question its purpose, it simply shines. The breath does not resist its movement, it simply rises and falls, effortlessly, in harmony with all that is. The self, too, is meant to move in this way, to trust, to allow, to surrender to the unfolding that has already been set in motion. The mind may search for answers, may grasp an understanding, may try to hold on to what is meant to move. But there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold, nothing to fear. In joy, there is no need for external validation, for the joy arises from within, from the deep knowing that all is perfect just as it is. This joy is not fleeting or dependent on circumstances. It is constant, a wellspring of divine energy that flows freely. It fills every moment with its light, transforming even the simplest of experiences into opportunities for celebration. Joy is the essence of life itself, the light that radiates from the soul when it is in harmony with the divine rhythm. In this joy, there is a sense of oneness with all that is. There is no separation, no distance, only the recognition that every moment is sacred, every experience an opportunity to experience the divine. Peace, love, and joy are not separate qualities. They are the natural expressions of alignment with the divine pulse. When one is in harmony with the sacred rhythm, these qualities naturally flow from within. They are the essence of one's connection to the divine and the world around them. They are the force that transforms every moment, every experience, and every relationship into an expression of divine unity. As one continues to align with the divine pulse, these qualities overflow from within, filling every part of their being and radiating outward into the world. In this alignment, every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of peace, love, and joy. These divine qualities are not bound by external circumstances. They flow freely, transcending the limitations of time and space. As one aligns more deeply with the sacred pulse, peace, love, and joy overflow, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine harmony.